doing good until I tried to bring this computer up. I guess, remember in the old days you had to defrag a computer to get it running okay? Maybe I ought to hit defrag on the sucker when I finish this. It is slow, slow, slow. Can everybody hear me okay? Let me ask that question.
I've got you. Your sound's coming through loud and clear.
Hey, James. Defrag still works? Okay, I'll try it when I finish. I remember that from the old days. You always had to defrag these suckers. Hey, Julie. All right, first of all, welcome to the train and trade. Looks like I'm just checking our numbers here. Adam, did emails go out and everything? I'm just looking at it and see. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess they're going to be regretful showing up late because I'm going to do a trade today. Okay. I'm going to do a trade today. Y'all got that to look forward to. How many would like to make some money today? Let me just say that. How many people would like to make some money? All right, I got a trade I'm going to do, and I'll do it when it sets up. But I got a little education to do first that I think is pretty cool. And then we're going to do a trade. I'm going to punish you if you don't show up. You know how I'm going to punish you if you don't show up? I'm going to start doing these trades in here, and then we're going to make money. And if you don't show up, you're going to be saying, man, I should have showed up. What do you think of that? You know, years ago, I'll tell you a funny story when I was at Merrill Lynch. This is many years ago, and I was getting started, and I have a stock that I wanted people to buy. I'd call people and say, look, I think you ought to buy Woods Petroleum. Oh, I don't know if I want to buy it or whatever reason. They'd give me all the reasons why. I said, okay, well, I'll call you back. About 3 days later, when the stock would go up $3 or $4, I'd call and I'd go, all right, I told you to buy Woods $3 ago. And I said, this is the last time I'm going to call you if you don't buy it next time I call you. Anyway, I got to be known as the Punisher way before they had a movie about the Punisher, you know. But I used to have a lot of fun with that, you know. If I call you, you better listen. You know, that was when I was making the transition from the military to civilian. I had to calm down a lot once I got over to the civilian side. Anyway, the T-Buzz show, I like that. More accurate. Bug says, you ought to copy that one, Adam. Listen to the T-Buzz show, more accurate than tomorrow's Wall Street Journal. Folks, I just finished 2 days of a small class training. Some of those people here, I'm telling you, they made me feel so good. They said nothing was like it they'd ever been to as far as learning about the market. We covered so much at a pace that everybody could adapt it and learn it. And anyway, one of the subjects is a special topic today is what to do when things don't go right in a trade. I'm going to give you some phases where you can think about it. You know, everybody always talks about the winners, don't they? And I'm going to do a little bit myself today, but everybody always talks about the winners. But what happens when it doesn't go right? I'm going to tell you what I do. They saw me in a live situation yesterday, how I handled things. We're going to end up making money on all 5 of the trades we did. That's how confident I am, how good the trades they were. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing great. And I got my co-host Chuck here. Chuck, I want you to be thinking about something for tomorrow. You know, I want you to look through your archives and come up with a special topic that you can cover tomorrow. We'll start including that with our main topic, just something little, not big, that we can give people that they can't get anywhere else. Okay, Chuck?
Sounds good, Tom.
I got a special topic today. You come up with one tomorrow. That's fair. Risk involved in trading. We know about risk. We know a lot about risk, don't we? Well, the good news is, here's the good news. You can manage your risk by using some techniques that I've learned over the years to do that. Every trade's not going to work out. We know that. So what do you do when they don't work out? All right, let me come back to this. This is my opinion. And let's go to, I guess, somebody else is moving the slides. That's okay. All right. I've got a few seats available for the September 22nd, 23rd class. A few seats available there. October 6th and 7th. Just a few seats available. for the rest of the year. I've got a couple more one-on-one sessions that I'm doing. I got one in August that I'm doing, I think on the 18th of August. But other than that, if you want to be in person this year, you got to commit and be there because we have 5 to 7. One of my students yesterday, he said he had never been to such a training facility that I've created down here in Ponte Vedra Beach. It's so nice, the view and everything else, and the food is nothing to be shied away from. It's great food. Well, this is a resort area, so I guess they're pretty polished on what they do, but we had a good time. Now, if you're in yesterday's class, type in here where I can recognize you. If you're in here from yesterday, we had, like I said, some great people here. Okay. Got a bunch of you. Okay. Well, all of you, thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Okay. Now, this is our class schedule. Write these dates down. Talk to Kelly Barber. Talk to Jeffrey Ondraka. And their emails are Barber at DTI Trader and Ondraka at DTI Trader. Okay. Yeah, Rich, get on the board. I'd like to meet you and get to know you. One thing I've noticed, if you come one time, you won't come one. You'll come back. Yesterday, that was across the board. Even with Edwin, who's been with me for 15 years, he said nothing's like this. Nothing's like the training. And he's a great guy. If you get to meet Edwin at Sawgrass or one of the other places, really great. But anyway, that's our class for the rest of the year. Try to be on board for that. All right, train and trade Monday through Friday. So far, I've committed to the month of August. Now I've decided I'm having a little fun doing this, and I'm going to make it really good. Some things you won't get anywhere else. We'll call it the hand you money phase of train and trade. You like that name? Hand your money phase, show up and get paid. I like that. Okay. Monday through Friday, right here, train and trade. Now this is probably the most important thing I'm going to talk about today. You've got to learn the foundation of what we do and how we find our stocks. Let's just go through it, and I'll go through this for everybody. This sets up the month of August, okay? This sets up the month of August. Notice silver is already gone into a long, 37.94 right there. It's breaking out, and it's identified as a possible long. Silver, everybody see that? That would lead you to maybe a SLV trade, maybe for the month, or maybe an option trade for the month. On WPM would be a good one. Everything else is quiet so far inside the range. You see Bitcoin all the way down, TLT all the way down. Now, AMD, I want to talk about AMD. Does everybody see AMD right there? And they see the low at 166.82 on AMD. It's been one of my hot tickers this year. I can officially tell you it's in a corrective mood, and AMD already did something this morning. If I see that, okay, on AMD, if I see that on AMD, where AMD is below the 3-day, it tells me short. Well, I don't believe in being short AMD, but I'll do a bear call spread. This morning when I saw that, I went in there and I sold the AMD. Let me tell you what I sold. I sold the AMD 170 call and bought the 172.5 call, because that, if you got it up there, the correction's over. And I did it for this Friday's expiration. That's AMD. You see how to use this information even when you don't have direct trades? When you see something like that, where you get a reversal in stock that was bullish. Does everybody acknowledge that? By following these numbers, it tells you where there's some opportunity to make some money. And in this case, a bear call on AMD was appropriate, okay? They've had their earnings. The market's correcting from earnings, just like Amazon did. Y'all remember what I told you on Amazon Friday? Anybody make that Amazon trade we did on Friday? That was a heck of a trade. It's good for, 3 or 4 days. And if you can do the expiration day, you can get paid. What I will do, wait to the end, Brady. I might use AMD as a bear call, okay? But right now, I'm already short this. I might have to pick a different strike, but I'll check the stock when we go to the live market and see. But I'm gonna have. Notice I got train and trade. I'm gonna do a little train and trade today, okay? On computers are short. That was a stock I was very bullish on. It's turned south. That might be another one we could look at if we wanted to do a bear call. That's with an option play. Tesla's long. I got to have a little bit more time. I'm sort of on hold with Tesla. I actually own Tesla, but I'm sort of on hold with Tesla because I want to make sure that Elon keeps his mouth shut. If he'll keep his mouth shut, this is probably one of the most undervalued stocks out of those big Mag 7, in my opinion. Okay. In fact, I'm going to do a dividend play on it and I might do that sooner rather than later on Tesla. All right, that's the first look. Let's keep going. All right, now we got CCJ. Y'all know I'm big on nuclear. Well, nuclear has turned very positive in this month. CCJ is one of those stocks. There's a play there for a trade for the month. We'll see how it closes and probably do a trade tomorrow on CCJ. A little bit longer term trade, but that's probably what we'll do, okay? Palantir has stayed strong. Look at Palantir. Are you believing Palantir at 179? Palantir is like, it's been huge this week, okay? Palantir. Lockheed Martin has turned long. I got to call my friend Vicky and tell her it's okay now. It's bullish. Lockheed Martin. Dropping down the coin. Boy, you talk about a fall from grace. This stock was up in the stratosphere, and you talk about it was bullish the whole month of July and broke the last 4 days of July. And when it did, it broke the 3-day low in July, and it's been dropping ever since. Look where it opened the month at. Everybody see 335? It was in the 400s in July when it was at its heyday. But this is how you use the numbers to alert you things are not as sweet as they once were. So I'm off coin. I might have to go to the bear side of coin, okay? Might have to go to the bear side of coin. Can everybody hear me okay? I want you to learn how to use these sheets and make money like I find these opportunities, and you can find them too using these sheets, okay? Perfect. Kevin, is this making sense, everything I'm saying? I want to be as simple and straightforward as possible, because if you make money, I get credit for it. I don't have to do the trade, but I found that out in the class. People telling me just how much their life had changed in the market because of my style. Okay. What a wonderful group of people, though. Wow. Makes me want to teach another class. Oh, I want to do it in September. Yep. TQQ's looking good too. We'll talk about that a little bit too. There's coin. Okay. ADM. I want to look at ADM. I added ADM. Does everybody see ADM? Jonathan, will you set an alert on ADM at 64? There's a trade in there for ADM if it breaks at 64. ADM. That's a commodity play and everything else, but we might, with lower interest rates, start rising over in the ADM category. SIM was a trade that the class found, small manufacturer. Jonathan set an alert on SIM at 64. I want to trade that again. I traded it during the class, but I want to do it again.
Tom, I'll set an alert at 64 on SIM. Your number on ADM, I think, was wrong. You said 64. I'll make
Oh,
sure.
yeah, 50 is 57 or 58, somewhere around there.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I was thinking about Sim when I said 64.
Right.
I jumped ahead of myself.
All right. All good.
All right, Dave, nothing else on this sheet has showed up yet. Oh, by the way, Jonathan, I need you to add Uber and McDonald's to the sheet, okay? Uber and McDonald's to the sheet. Now, this is what we do at the first of the month. We find we really, once we get going in a month, we sink in on the 25. James, I said Coinbase was going down. I said Coinbase was going down. I'm out of all my Coinbase because of that. It was a air pocket turned into a decline, and a decline turned into miserable. Once it hit the miserable stage, I made sure I didn't have any of it left. All right, and that takes us through. You got everything updated up to that point, Jonathan, right?
I will get Uber and McDonald's added when I can there, but we can move on.
Yeah, look at COIW. That's an income stock. I'll be back in it when it settles down, but not. It's got to turn probably September, October time frame. There's Tesla, the stock I'm looking at for income in Tesla. If I just could be assured Elon would be quiet and run the company, I think I would go in there. That's a good one. All right, those are the stocks of today. Okay, those are the stocks of today. You have, yeah, okay. That's looking good. And I got a short-term buy signal. Did anybody, who's in my one ticker? Let me ask that. Who's in my one ticker? Anybody in my one ticker here? We made a trade this morning on the one ticker. Did we get to our price, or I'm curious, did we make the money?
We did.
I want to be able to correct Adam. He corrected me yesterday. I said we got about 20 in a row on one ticker. He said, no, Tom, you got 22. Adam, now we got 23. We done booked 23 in a row on my one ticker. We talked about it yesterday. We'll talk about it again today. But we're at 23. And I think it was a great trade. No pain, no suffering. It was great. Yeah, Neil said he knew exactly what I would do if it didn't work out. Worked out great, didn't it, Neil? No problem, Cherry. We'll get you there. All right, so that's the tickers. Any questions about the 25 tickers? Notice the market is at 63.60. 63.60 is the market. Polly, if you joined yesterday, you should. Jonathan, explain to him where you should get the information, because I'll be putting out another one tomorrow.
For one ticker, just go to the members area, Polly, oneclicktrading.com. You'll find it all there. Make sure you join that Telegram channel.
You know, always with me getting a Telegram channel, I call that the plus side of my program, so I can go in there direct to you if I got something to say. Okay? Everybody understand that, right? Okay, let's keep moving then, okay? But this right here is the core way we're going to find the stocks, okay? Yeah, what I did, Kevin, I took that money and put it in. Listen to this. I took that money, took a loss on it, and put that money in NVIDIA weekly, and I'm up $3 on that. You see the difference? A stock going up versus one going down? That's on an income stock. I did it. You got to learn to take losses when, you got to have a process, number one. If you have a process and a checklist, guess what happens? You get out of the bad ones and hold on to the good ones. Think about that strategically. I know sometimes it's hard to eat things. It was hard for me to eat it, but I ate it and moved on. Now, today's focus is on options and the different prices I prefer for entry. I'll give you my experience on speculating with options as low as 25 cents up to $5, and then a special category, how to avoid paying high taxes. This is a great topic that everybody I think is going to love, okay? Is this a good topic y'all like to talk about that I came up with for today? Just give me some feedback right now. Okay, let's go. Generally speaking, options are one of the greatest trading vehicles there is, with almost endless strategies. So it's imperative for you to learn those strategies. That way, I liken it to being a poker player. If you're playing poker, you got to have a strategy to win. You know, you're sitting at a table, you got other players. The player that has the best strategy takes on the money. There's a parallel between the trader that has the best strategy you can go to. I'm not a one strategy guy. I'm a multi-strategy guy because I don't know what the market's going to do, but what I do it. Yeah, I'd get it. Absolutely, I'd get it. Generally speaking, one of the great vehicles out there. Now, here's how I think of options on a basic trading level. If I'm going to buy a stock, I can go buy a call, okay, with the right expiration, right, and the right strike price and mirror buying the stock. And we teach that in our Options Made Simple course, but the idea is if the market's going up, like it was today in the option we bought in one ticker, we're going to get paid. Now, I had the direction right. People tell you I'm pretty good at that. I put it out, I got in, and we rocked and rolled. Now, I can take that money I made that's grown and put it in something else with some similar odds. You also, if the market's going up, okay, you can sell puts. I do that too. And we'll talk about a couple of those. And then what if the market's going down? This is where AMD was going down this morning, about 165. I could tell it was breaking. You know, AMD, just to give you an example, today, when it opened at 165. It started going lower. Reference bar was negative, so I went and sold a call spread on AMD. It broke its 3-day low. I had that number ready. I was prepared. I took the trade. That's AMD. That's if the market's going down. Let's talk about what I call price action when deployed to various option strategies. Okay. If I'm doing a 25-cent option, I need to give myself enough room to expiration to get through what I expect to move the market. Usually about 15 days. Nothing short of 15 days on one of these small price options, okay? So if I buy an option out 15 days based on an outcome, volatility happening, that gives me more odds for that to occur. Everybody understand that? So you got to give yourself a chance to win with these things, okay? And so you go out 15 days or more and you buy an option. What you're counting on is economic news to move the market. And there's 5 major reports. 5 major reports. Next slide, please. So you got the unemployment report we had Monday. Y'all saw it. Did y'all see the options, or did y'all see the market on Friday? It dropped almost 2% on Friday. That's what I'm talking about. These other 4 reports have the potential, have the ability to move the market that way. When that happens, a 25-cent option will go up 100% or more if you got the direction right. And that's why I like the 25-cent options. That's why that program is so great, because I will target that at certain times during the month. Not every day, but when when I've got the right trend, the right reports coming, the right nervousness about things, I will target it. Plus, you get a bonus called the Fed meetings. Now, the Fed meetings have been very reliable because you had a Fed chairman that would open his mouth and stick his foot in it. And what happens to the market when he does that? You tell me. What tells me? What do you know when the Fed is having a meeting and Powell's speaking? It tanks, right? Well, you're going to make money on a small price option going down when that happens. So the key for me at 25-cent options is to find those opportunities. Maybe 2 or 3 a month, maybe, but they're big when they happen, okay? They're big when they happen, especially on a market that's turning higher like this one is, okay? I'm giving you the overview of why these programs are so successful. Now, when I'm speculating for direction, I plan to be in that trade no more than 72 hours. So if I buy something, I want out in 72 hours to get paid. How many people like my rule of time? Doesn't it help you? I had Alfonso was at a small class before this one. He said, Tom, it changed his whole perspective. It changed his whole perspective when that occurred. And I agree. Okay, saves a lot of dollars because it forces you to make decisions. Now, I prefer to use options priced around $1 for 72-hour speculations. How many people have ever bought $1 option from me? Well, you did it today on a spread, but just straight out dollars. I like $1, okay? Especially if I do the trade early in the day. Early in the day, meaning, before Genesis. That's sort of a dividing part for me, okay? Yeah, that's basically what I do. Now, for speculating the morning hours for a day trade, I prefer to trade options priced around $5. Okay, $5 if I think it's going to happen today. I bought an option today, just giving you power of this. I bought an option for $5. It's now $6.60. Now, Jonathan, I got something to tell you, and this is going to shock you. I figured out on the SPX how to take the strategy I taught and really perfect it. The key to it is doing it in that first hour. Let me explain. I bought an option today for $3. That's the way I trained it, right? I said, define what the direction is, go with the direction at $3. Everybody remember the training I gave on SPX? Well, today I did it in the first hour. I hadn't done it in the first hour anymore, but I did it this morning. It was a call. I paid $3. You know how much that option is right now? One call on the SPX is $16.30. Does that get your attention? It got mine. Now, I didn't stay for the whole ride, but I did get out at 8, paying $300. I thought it was a pretty good trade. Now I'm looking, why did I get out? Look at it. Anyway, I will be doing something along that lines in training for you. Okay, maybe we'll see. Okay, we'll see. That's a pretty good deal. Using my strategy, but changing the time and shifting the time. Now, in the afternoon, I tend to speculate with $3 options. That's a long history with $3. The second half of the day, if I'm speculating for day trade, I want to pay about $3 in the second half of the day. Okay, that's just a general rule. Okay. For selling iron condors, I want the stock to be trading in a range. Think of kicking that field goal. I want a bracket where I can sell a call above or a put below, and then I want to shorten the expiration date where the time works twice as fast. I like iron condors. I got to tell you, I like iron condors. Okay? Think of kicking a field goal. Now, Microsoft's an example of a stock that works very well, okay, for iron condors. It also works very well as a bullish a seller of bullish puts. You can do this trade just about every week when it sets up. And, you know, I didn't do it this week, but I can tell you, it typically will set up during the week. Okay. That's Microsoft. That's one of my favorite stocks. Now, I also really enjoy trading options on the 3 indexes. SPY, I'm in a SPY today, a QQQ today. Haven't done an XSP yet, okay? But XSP, you got tax advantages for that in the SPX, okay? You get tax advantage. You pay about 25% less to Uncle Sam for your wins. And so XSP is a special attraction since you pay less taxes on it, okay? I like XSP trades. In fact, Jonathan, we specialize on that on the weekly side hustle, don't we?
Yeah, Tom, you created a nice little trade there for the side hustle.
Yeah, let me tell you how I got there. When I first started doing it, okay, I stumbled and I fell around a little bit. It's just too much pressure because I didn't like having to deal with it, you know, so close for one trade, right? I do a lot of trades. And so I started working on a strategy. It took me about 3 months of personally trading this, and I came up with the parameters. I guess I got it right if I'm at 23. No, that's on one ticker. I guess I got it right on Weekend Profit Club. I think I'm like 21 wins and 2 losses, I'd say. I think I got it right on XSP. It's a cash index, James, cash index. S&P 500. All right. Well, last week we made 41% on it. We exceeded our expectations. Got out of it this Monday, 41%. That's how we started the week. Okay. There's a 35% gain right there. I love it. That adds up, doesn't it? That adds up. Always give yourself enough time for expiration. When selling options as close as possible, give you a minimum around 20%. Okay? That's how that works. Now, if I'm looking to sell a credit spread on the QQQ, I go for a 1 wide spread and I want to get at least 20% or 20 cents. What's 20 cents over 80 cents? Do the math on that one. If I can sell an option, get 20 cents, and I have a risk of 80 cents, what's my return on my risk? You see why I like that number? 25%. That's right. That's the way I start out my setup there. Jonathan, I think I just came up with something. Before I finish today, would you get Kelly and Jeffrey here? I want them to hear what I'm going to say for the day only, okay? You might invite Katrina too. Okay, I got something that just came to me I'm going to do.
See if we can make that happen.
All right. 3 phases of trade repair, okay? Now, I'm going to do more on this, but I want to give you the 3 phases, okay? Everybody here, let me just have some fun. Who lost money this week in the market? Just say, I lost money this week in the market with options. Say that, with options. Okay. Well, I would have lost money. I would have lost money with what I did yesterday morning, but I showed people what to do to make money. And Neil pulled me aside. He said he was so excited seeing me do that. Okay. And I said, well, that's what I do if I do a trade. I go in with a plan if the trade doesn't work. And there's 3 phases of trade repair. Let's talk about it. If I bought an outright call and the trade's not working, you better plan on me selling the next strike up with the same expiration to bring in premium to reduce my risk. Everybody understand that? Yesterday, I had $1,000 of risk. We had a hypothetical $5,000 account at the class. And I said, let's hypothetically, You can buy as much as you want, but just use a multiple of 5,000. I said, buy the call, 1/5 of it, and I allocated 5,000 yesterday, hypothetically for everybody, okay? And we were cooking with gas, okay? And then all of a sudden the market turned, okay? Instantly, what I did when it turned, looking at the reference bar, we broke the reference bar, I sold the next strike up with the same expiration on the outright calls, okay? So if I'm long a call, I will go sell a call next strike up to if the situation changes. That's the first thing I did. In fact, another one of the students yesterday said he's never seen anybody be able to do that so quickly. I said to him, have you ever heard me say, watch these reference bars? Here in real life, you see me watching those reference bars. And exactly, you got to know that. And so it turns south, we put on the spread, and now we're making money, okay? It brings in premium to reduce my risk. I went from 5,000 invested down to a total wipeout of 1,200 if nothing worked out of the 5. You see what I did? I went from a 5,000 exposure because I already had the idea if the trade didn't work to sell that call. Is that simple? Can everybody here do that if something's not working and if the reference bar turns south on you? I'm just saying, you ought to do it. It reduces your risk. You can always do two things: get out of the short call that you if you were right just off a few hours, you can get out of that, or the next day you can get out of it if you got another run. Okay. So that's what I do when I make an outright play. If the situation changes at a reference bar time, I get out. Polly says, I learned this from you, Tom. It was worth all the money I spent to learn that one thing about how to take something that's going to turn bad on you and not live with it, right? Everybody understand? Very simple. That's how you use options. Everybody like phase one? Everybody here is going to walk away with that in their mind? Okay, let's go to what I do on number 2. I have something I created called the buzz fly. The buzz fly, if I still like to trade in day 1 or day 2, it's a debit call spread already. I'll go reduce my spread, reduce my risk again by selling a credit call spread on top of what I got to reduce my risk exposure. Again, I only use the buzz fly if I don't get out and take a loss, if I still think my timing is off a little bit and it's going to pay me. You know how many times I've made money? 4 out of 5 times using this strategy. It's worth knowing. The buzz fly. Okay? It's called the buzz fly, named after a guy you know, buzz fly, me. Remember when I did it at class, Carol? When we were doing a class. I don't think it was a Sawgrass class. I think it was a special class I did. Okay? I think that's what we did. Perfect. That's the buzz fly. That's the second thing I did. The third phase, that's what it looks like. You got 100, 103 call. The step there for the buzz fly, if it merits it, you sell it open, another 103 call and buy it open 104. What that does is reduce your exposure. Okay? I've done that many times to win in trades. 4 out of 5 exactly. Okay? It's approximately what it is. Now, my 72-hour rule is the third phase, where I exit these options if I'm not making money or have no hope, my timing's off. I get out before the premium goes away and move on. This is the 72-hour rule. So what I've done for you today with this special topic, I'm talking about, what I've done for you is give you a mental picture of how to correct what you do. In fact, Jennifer was in the class yesterday. Jennifer's going to be really good. That class helped her more than anything I think she's done. She'll realize that when she thinks about it. But Jennifer's in class yesterday. She got it. I could see it in her eyes. She got it. So that's 3. Do y'all have the 3 phases now when you do a trade? Are you glad I included that today in here? Okay. That's what you do. Always think of the next trade as just one of the next 10,000. Don't get tied up because you lost money. Think about this. If I got all tore up about Coinbase losing money, I wouldn't have made the 5 trades after that. Okay? It's just part of trading. And that's why you use level bets. Always think. Reminder, you'll get this tab in live trading. And what I want to do next, I want to go look at a couple opportunities for us. I told you I'd find us a trade today, and we're going to do that. So let's go, if we can, to a live market, Jonathan, where I can sit there and show them where there's a high odds favorite trade that we can do. Okay?
All right, Tom, let's go to the, what do you say, the roadmap?
Yeah, go to the roadmap. Let's look at a few things. I'm going to give you some tickers I want to look at, okay?
I'll just bring up a 30-minute chart of the S&P to start, and then we'll go from there.
All right, one thing, if you're in the Genesis program, the computer does this automatically for you, or the Sunrise program, but you see right there, we're making a high, right? We're making a high in the Genesis. Now, what does that tell you about today's market when you're making a high in the Genesis? Y'all know the probabilities of when you're making a high in Genesis, what happens? Four out of 5 times you get a short-term minor top. 4 out of 5 times. And if it does correct, where will it correct to? Jonathan outlined RB3, where they can see it. The top of RB3 is the first stop if it comes down, which happens to be at my pivot, 63.45. The second place it comes down to is the midpoint of RB3, and the third place it comes down to is the low of RB3, if it corrects, a full correction down. Now, if it ends up breaking RB3, then you got a total real reversal. Everybody understand that? And Jonathan, that is the odds and everything about Genesis, how important it is and what we do, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Every day.
All right, so the one time out of 5 that Genesis doesn't correct the rally, it has a continuation run. And the continuation will run to about 130 to 2, which is RB4. Those are the big days when you see a continuation run, okay? You never know when they're going to happen, but when they do, there's a lot more meat on the bone for everybody, okay? A lot more meat on the bone. Okay, that's good. Okay.
Well, Tom, I know you had a special announcement. I see we've got Kelly and Karina here.
Yeah. All right, here's a special announcement, okay? How many people have more than 1 or 2 programs? 1 or 2 programs. How many people that have more than 1 or 2 programs that do not have our gold program? Our gold program includes all our online. You come to Sawgrass, part of it. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm going to do, Jonathan. Put Kelly's email, put Andraka's email, and put Katrina's email in here. Okay. Oh, Pete, you're making a mistake. Just mine, baby. Don't buy any. No, I'm kidding. I got to have a little fun with you. Okay. Anyway, don't ask me what I really think. Anyway, all right. We're going to put their email in there, Jonathan. Okay. Put their email in there.
Will do. Just give me 1 second.
Now, before I tell you what you can do, I want you to listen to something. Okay. I'm letting them get their emails to post in there. You gonna put a slide with it, maybe? There's Kelly Barber, Barbara at DTI Trader. Andraka at DTI Trader, and Katrina K. Calderon. Now I'll tell you what I did. We had one of Katrina's students that signed up for the full package yesterday, and I told Katrina, for 5 minutes she was thanking me. And I mean, she went on about how nice it was, just yada, yada. I think she's going to be giving me a lot more customers if she talks to people, because she's done figured out. You're listening to the real deal, folks. I'm the real deal when it comes to this stuff. I'll tell you how to lose. I'll tell you how not to lose. I'll tell you how to win and how to moderate your win. Not to be cocky, just confident, okay? I've been doing this a long time. So Katrina spent about 5 minutes thanking me and all that. So I called Kelly. Kelly, here's people in class who are signing up for more small classes. And I said, Kelly, I noticed Katrina was a lot more grateful and appreciative of me doing that. And Kelly goes, Tom Busby? Now, Kelly's only worked with me for a greater part of her career in this industry. And so I had a lot of fun with Kelly yesterday on that. Just want to share that with you, okay? But here's what I'm going to do. I'm feeling good. I want you to be part of it. Because what I'm about to do, I'm only going to take 10 people at this price. Put 10 people in there where they know what I'm talking about. 10 people. Type it in there, Jonathan. 10 people only get this price. Okay, 10 people. I've decided after talking to people yesterday that what I'm going to do today only, and I mean today only. For example, if you're not in one ticker, if you don't have the roadmap software, if you don't have all that stuff, if you call Kelly, you call Jeffrey and take one of these 10 people, you will get a 25% discount off our standard price of our gold program today only. 25% off today only. Kelly, Jeffrey, Katrina, not past today. I want those 10 slots gone. And what I'm going to do tomorrow, when I do that one ticker trade, regardless whether you end the program or not, you'll get that trade because you're now a gold member. Okay? Carol just said, listen to Tom. She paid full boat for that, and it was worth every cent of it. The gold membership, let me explain what it includes. All my services. For example, it includes one ticker. It includes the 25-cent trader. It includes all the services. It includes Sawgrass, which is $1,000 to come to. It doesn't include, let me tell you what it doesn't include, two main things. Oh, by the way, it does include TNT, which is a $2,400 product. It does include TNT. I got to tell you, it does include TNT now. Here's what it doesn't include. It doesn't include my futures training, and it doesn't include my small classes I hold here in Ponte Vedra. Those are totally separate. Everybody understand what it doesn't include? What it includes is your ability, if I'm training online, basically, you're going to get an invitation to come. Now, what it doesn't include, if I do a special 2-day online class, then I give you a 50% discount if it's something really special, okay? But generally speaking, it's good. Deborah Schultz just typed in, you ought to copy what Deborah said. And I wholly believe what Deborah just typed. Now, who wants these programs? Tell me where I can count them down because I said 10. You put your email and phone number. Yes, it includes use of the roadmap software. It includes MTI by DTI. This is 75% off the price. Put your name, your phone number in here, and I'll count it down. Once they're gone, we're done. You get a year, 1 year, 12 months, JD, 12 months. Neil just said, if you don't get a discount, it's working. It's 10,000, 25% off, cost you 7,500. There goes one. We got 9 left. 9 left. Okay. Now we got 8 left. You see what I'm saying? People know this is the deal of the day. Yes, Crystal, you can extend your goal. Great question. If you want to take a slide, put your name, phone number in there. They will extend it. Don't worry, Timothy. I'll take care of you on the rewind. Or do no. All right, we got about 7 of them left or 6. I don't know. They're going by so fast I can't tell. But anyway, get involved if you want to be included in this, okay? Adam's going, whoa. Doesn't include my private sessions I have here. One-on-one, my small classes or futures. But I will take 10 of these today if you want to join me. Now, here's what you can expect. If you join today, I will probably do 1 to 2 trades today. You get included this weekend saddles. You probably have about 3 trades this week minimum. I know I'm going to do one before I leave today. That will go in my TNT, and we'll follow along in TNT there. TNT is $200 a month. Do the math. $2,400 a year right there for it. Everybody ought to be in TNT. Today only. Any other questions? Okay. Call Kelly, Jeffrey, or Katrina if you want to be part of it today. Remember that option I bought at 3? Jim says, unbelievable. Now, he's at the highest membership, our medallion membership, but he says, unbelievable. I know what he's thinking. What am I doing? I just want to help people because boys and girls, it's happened. My option that I bought yesterday or today for 3 is now at $19.50. $19.50. I will do a paid for, this is going to cost you, I will do a paid for special session on the SPX XSP next week. If you buy the gold today, you won't have to pay me for it. Okay? If you buy the gold today in one of those 7. Adam, make sure you mark the ones that bought it because I'm going to charge for that. It's just too much to give away. I'll do that next week. SP just says, I will send you a love letter about how you used your training on SPX, and now she's making more money than me. I love it. JR says, let him know when he can expect a call. Yeah, you'll get a medallion, Carol. I'm not going to charge my medallions for that. I'm really doing it for my medallion and gold people, but I'm going to give, when I charge for it, it's too much to give away. When I charge for it, I'm letting the people there come because I want them to learn this trade. I've been working on it for 2 weeks thanks to Fred. He got me stuck on it and I never quit until I get it. I got it now. It'll eventually be a program you'll pay about $2,500 for, but if you're a gold member, you won't pay it. Whoa, look what Kerry said. Kerry, let me tell you Kerry's story. Kerry started and he went through about 4 or 5, I guess, things. And finally he landed on me. He came down. We got to know each other, became my friend. Kerry said, Tom, you changed my whole life thinking about how to think about trading, what he's learned. Okay. Great customer, Kerry. Carol just made money with the training I gave her in TQQ. Carol's coming down for a one-on-one. All right, so that's the discount on that, okay? Oh, Fred gets it automatically for free. Fred got me studied during the one-on-one. He's coming back for a one-on-one. I'm gonna show him how to really do it. Kevin just made 400 on the TQQ. Way to go, gang, way to go. All right, so let's go back to a live market. I want to show you a trade I'm going to do. I'll place it. Denise just joined. Okay, way to go. I'm gonna go find a ticker to do a trade on right now. I'm gonna do it in the TNT room. I will follow it in the TNT. All right, E-mini. Okay, I got it. All right, I want you to put tickers. Let's go tickers here. Let's put Microsoft in here. Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft. Okay, Microsoft. Okay. What I'm doing is I'm writing down a couple I'm looking at that I wanted to do. Microsoft. Okay. Let's do, let's see, Microsoft. I'm looking down my list here. Meta, put Meta in there. Meta. Okay. All right, I got it. Let's do a Meta put spread, a Meta put spread. Jonathan, go out on Meta to next Friday and tell me what a 50, 47.5 put would give me for next Friday.
Next Friday is August 15th. 750, 747.5. It'll pay you about 50 to 55 cents, it looks like.
All right, let's do that and then buy it back at 26 cents, good to cancel.
Okay.
Does everybody understand what I'm doing? I'm doing a bullish spread on Meta, 750 to 47.5, expires not this Friday, but next Friday. On Meta. Now, if you do 10 of those, that's about 250 bucks, right? Yeah, that's about right. I told you I'd give you a trade. Now, if you get into gold, make sure, if you get into the gold program, make sure that you get into the gold Telegram channel. Jonathan, tell them how that works.
Well, in terms of joining the Telegram, once you join the gold membership with Tom, you've got a membership, you've got a gold membership area located inside One Click Trading. And in there you can join the Telegram channel. But the Telegram channel is nice because for the most part, every trade that Tom sends to his various programs, you'll get that posting right inside your gold membership. So once you join the gold membership, you greatly limit down the amount of Telegram channels that you need because everything's posted in there. You would still need to stay in the Sunrise Telegram, the Genesis Telegram, since those are automated telegrams, so you'd still want to stay in there. And you really want to stay in the TNT channel as well, because Tom's posting directly to that channel. And
Yep, I think so too. No, I'm gonna post a meta trade will be posted in our TNT room. If you go to TNT as a member, David, you'll see it in there, and we'll follow it up in there, okay? In the TNT room. T-Bus Talk and Trade.
yeah, it's posted there, and it's posted in the Gold Medallion.
So you got it posted in the Golden Medallion room, and you got it posted in the Talk and Trade room, right?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do that because I like to, if I get you into things, I like to follow up with the trades. Really sort of, I guess, an ego thing. I like to take credit for it. Right, just tell you do this or do that. All right, one last thing I want to cover, and then Adam is going to play a tape called One Ticker. One Ticker. We're at 23 successful in a row. So he's going to play that when I finish up. I got one other thing. Write this email down, Roe@DTI Trader. I open up my retirement center. It's totally free. I open it up to you. I'm going to have a webinar next week. Okay. I'm going to have a webinar next week on the retirement portfolio. I'll probably pick a day, either Monday or Tuesday, to do it. But I'm going to start deploying the money because things are setting up now, starting to move, and we do it. Okay? That's what I'm going to do. Okay? Brady, the AMD was just a personal trade I did this morning. I'm not doing it public because Meta or AMD is rallying back right now. And I might look at it later on this afternoon if it turns back lower, but I'm not going to do it right now. The better trade for everybody right now, okay? Everybody right now, I will get people, next week we'll have training on retirement. Now, if you want to be part of the retirement, it's totally free. I'm taking $27,000 and allocating it. You take any multiple of that, but I'm showing people. Jonathan will give you the link to Tasty Trade. I'm using a Tasty Trade to train from, a Tasty Trade program. I like their program because in their retirement account, you can trade anything inside there. That's what I like about it. And the commissions are cheap too. I like that too. All right, so I've been talking. How was train and trade today for everybody? Give me some feedback, 0 to 10, or I missed the boat or whatever. 11, I got 11 there. Adam, I want you to look at all these people. They think it was a great session. So we got to spread the word for me to keep doing this, okay? Got to spread the word. Adam, I'm going to turn it right over to you, let you go, okay? Chuck's got a special topic tomorrow he'll be talking about.
Sounds like a plan. Thank you, T-Buzz. I'll get this going.
Okay.
All right, well, you want to get started?
Let's do it.
All right, guys, if you guys have any questions during the presentation, put them in the chat. We will have Q&A towards the end. And before we begin, the profits and performance shown are not typical. We make no future earnings claims. You may lose money. It's part of the gig. The majority of the trades expressed are from historical backtested data in order to demonstrate the potential of the system. The average backtested return per weekend, winners and losers included, was 10.9% per overnight trade, and the average winner was $1,312 per trade based on a $5,000 investment. Now, every example we're going to show you here today is based on that same starting investment of $5,000, unless we state otherwise. Now, the historic success rate is 84.3%. We cannot guarantee any specific future results, like I mentioned, but of course, there's always a high degree of risk involved in trading. You can see more on our terms on the DTI homepage for more information. Now, if we haven't met before, hello everyone. My name is Sarah Sananen. Now, please pay very close attention today. Now, as you guys saw on the opening slide, thanks to a little-known move by one exchange operator, a door has been opened for us to collect overnight payouts on one specific ticker. And no, I'm not talking about earning pennies on the dollars here. I'm talking about one ticker that has shown the power to take even a small 5K investment and pay out the likes of $1,093, $1,351, and even $2,096, all overnight. Now, of course, I know and you know that no strategy wins all the time. There's no such thing as a magic pill. If you're fine, well, let me know. But it cannot generate instant income. But according to my special guest here, the trading legend, Tom Busby, the man who in 1992 was one of only 50 professionals to be handpicked by the CME to receive his very own Globex terminal. Now, to be honest with you guys, I have no idea what that is. I wasn't even born.
Well, what it was the forerunner to electronic trading. And there were 50 of it out of Chicago that actually they gave out to people. And I was very fortunate to get one that's got me into the 24-hour market. So it was pretty neat honor to have one. So, and quite an advantage also, I might add.
Sounds like it. Now, then you went on to play a key role in a firm managed so successfully that it got bought out by the 1.3 trillion bank Morgan Stanley. Now, these overnight payouts from this one ticker we're talking about has shown an incredible 84.3% accuracy on nearly a full year's worth of market data. And to give you a better idea, that's better than winning 4 out of 5 trades, right? And now that he's fine-tuned his strategy, sorry, my dog wants to be a part of the presentation, his strategy with this one ticker, he's been on a mission unlike anything he's ever done before. It's a brand new nationwide initiative he's called the One Ticker Payout Program. It's pretty straightforward, right? Now, his goals are simple, and he's aiming to bring on 100 new people, so it could be 100 of you guys. Now, we have more than 100 people here, so pay very close attention, like I mentioned. And he's going to show you how to use this one ticker to target an extra 1,000 or more overnight, over and over again. Right here, we have November. It's like the credits at the end of a movie. So if you are looking for a way to maybe help generate some extra cash to cover some everyday expenses, or you just want, a little bit more to add to that retirement fund, then the One Ticker Payout Program may be the right fit for you.
That's right, Sarah. Today, we want to simplify the investment process. I want to take a group of regular folks, whether you've been professionally trading since the 80s like I have, or just getting started, old or new, and show you how straightforward it can be to target these one ticker payouts day after day. You see, most people think you need to follow a handful of stocks, monitor their every move, but I'm here to tell you that you're far better off throwing away 2,384 to 2,385 tickers out there and focusing on that one and only ticker. Knowing if everything goes as planned, the single ticker is shown the power to pay out $1,000 or more overnight. Just like you could have seen last October. Like someone put 5,000 up, that's the amount we're referring to in every example today. Now think about this. Keep in mind that October is one of the worst months for the stock market. If you left your money in the popular indexes, well, it wouldn't have looked very pretty. However, look at that, that's how much you would have lost if you just sort of scattered the way Wall Street wants you to. However, the same investment stake in the one ticker payout program could have seen a much different result. Hitting 5 separate overnight payouts for the month of October, $958, $823, $2,096, $1,351, and $1,283. It's consistent and it works because it takes a process in place that makes it take advantage of the market. Now, to be clear, there's one in there that wouldn't have worked out. But if you'd follow along with the one ticker payout program, you could have gone 5 for 6 and walked away with an extra $4,371 in your pocket for the month.
Now, Tom, I don't know about you, but an extra $4,300 coming in the door sounds pretty great to me. I mean, I like money, to put it quite plainly. That's a meaningful chunk of change. I mean, think about it. It seems like every month credit card balances keep hitting new highs, right? Leaving a lot of people without enough money to cover simple 500 emergency expenses, right? But if they were following these overnight trades with the one ticker payout program, they could have made enough to stash $3,000 into that emergency fund, right? Book a round of golf for you and 3 of your best friends at a local course, cover the dinner tab for once, when you go out with your friends, and still have a few $100 left over in the slush fund. Now, keep in mind, for those of you watching, that could have happened while most folks invest in the stock market. Back in October, we're watching their portfolios drop in value. So Tom, what is this one ticker, and how could those of us tuning in today help target overnight payouts worth that $1,000 or more that you're talking about?
Sarah, first let me say this. It's absolutely horrible what happened to our great nation. Thanks to inflation, we watched as our retirement account savings have gone backward in recent years. Expenses kept going up, forcing millions of people to delay their retirements 5, 10, or even 15 years. It gets worse. You see, most people think that once inflation cools and the cost of living comes down and life returns back to normal. But what a lot of folks don't realize is that it's not how inflation works. Think about it. You remember when the price of a cheeseburger was 65 cents? That shouldn't shock anyone, but you will never see that price again. That's because with inflation, prices only go up. So even when the rate of inflation comes back down to the cost of living, things don't get cheaper. The cheeseburger doesn't come back to 65 cents. Prices normalize at that new higher cost. So even when inflation stabilizes, you still need more money in the piggy bank to cover the new normalized cost of living. And that's why it's so critical for us to meet today and talk about it. I want to do everything I possibly can to help as many people as possible generate some extra cash on the side. Now, most people I work with think that making money has to be complicated or time consuming, that you have to wait years to get a payout. But the truth is, it takes a few minutes of your time to learn this process to put the one ticker payout program into action. And by following along, I've been able to show dozens of folks the exact method targeting an extra $1,000 or more overnight from this ticker. I call the method behind the one ticker payout program the 2-click trade. That's because just after 2 clicks, you can set yourself up to target the next $1,000 overnight payout from this one ticker. For example, let's take a look at what happened the very next month in November after a great October. Now, I have to admit, unlike October, in November, the stock market was red hot. S&P 500, bonds, gold, Bitcoin, everything was headed high. And the rally was fueled by top stocks like Apple and Microsoft, both of which gained around 10% for the month. 5,000 invested those would have yielded about $580 for the month. But if you'd used the 2-click trade, the one with the special ticker I'm talking about, you could have done so much better. And again, after hitting 5 major payouts for the month of November, 1,093, 1111, 1780, 1179, and 1271, compare that to the 500, you see where we're going. Similar to October, there was one trade that wouldn't have worked out in our favor, but all in all, you would have scored an overnight payout of 5 out of the 6 opportunities and walked away with an extra $2,130 in cash for the month of November. Starts adding up.
Yeah, right. And
right.
That means that the 2-click trade would have earned folks 4 times what top stocks like Apple or Amazon did. Now, 580 or 2130 for the month Which would you guys prefer? Go ahead and put that in the chat, even though the answer is obvious. Now, what some folks may have missed is that your two-click trades seem to work on this one ticker regardless if the markets were heading lower in October or if the markets were hot like in November. Either way, folks could have locked in roughly 3,000 in payouts for each month. Is that right?
That's right. It's binary. It doesn't matter what the market does. You can set it up to make money whether it goes up or goes down. And that's right on par with the results we've seen so far with the data. In fact, since the inception of our study, the one ticker payout program has shown the power to pay out an average of 3,000 each month, including all the wins and all the losses. And that's the power of these overnight payouts, stacking up one trade at a time. And there's a reason I chose to focus on just one ticker and one ticker only. You see, there are two common beliefs among some of the top money managers when it comes to investing. There's one who say that you should diversify into a basket of stocks, helping lowering the risk on your portfolio. I know y'all have heard that. Then there's, on the other end of the spectrum, guys like Buffett who call owning a basket of stocks not good, saying holding 10, 20 or more stocks actually hurts your portfolio because you're not able to keep detailed tabs on all of them at once. And then that you should instead only focus on one ticker at a time. But I must beg the question, what if you get the best of both worlds at the same time? Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah, get my apple and eat it too.
That's right. What if you were to get the stability of diversification while at the same time getting the explosive upside of a single stock picking simultaneously? Well, that's exactly what this one ticker allows you to do. It bottles up all the firepower of the top stocks like the Apples, the Amazons, the Microsofts, while evenly spreading out the risk over time. You don't need to worry about earnings, hits or misses, CEO getting fired, or negative headlines. And with the two-click trade, we're now able to target overnight earnings from this one ticker. Well, the stock market is closed, but most folks aren't earning a dime. Like in May, one of the best months so far from the data. Here's what the S&P looked like back then. 0.25% gain for the month. Your returns wouldn't have kept up with inflation. But with the two-click trade on this one ticker, it could have been like night and day, going 5 for 5 with the one ticker payout program. 1,846, that ought to get your attention. How about another 882? 714, $2,089, $1,118. That adds up.
It does indeed. So Tom, what you're saying is while the S&P 500 only gained a measly quarter in May, folks following along with the two-click trade that you're talking about could have made more or doubled their initial investment. That's 133 earning in the same time frame. Now with the two-click trade, you could have collected 6,650 for the month of May if you added everything up. And that's enough to nearly pay off the average credit card balance if you have one without needing to pick up an extra job or to work the night shift. And all of it would have taken about 15 minutes in total time. And it seems like an excellent trade-off for me, especially without having to spend extra time. So Tom, why don't you tell us what is this special ticker?
I'll give you the exact ticker and all the details behind the two-click trade in a few minutes, but hang in there. Of course, I want to remind you that no strategy wins all the time, and you should never risk more than you can afford to lose. Luckily, the average cost per trade with the one ticker program is less than $100, and that's how I designed it. So it doesn't matter if you consider yourself rich or poor, anyone here today can get started. The ticker is the most basic way for anyone with a regular brokerage account to invest in some of the most high-powered stocks in the world at the same time. Getting a taste of Apple, Microsoft, and many, many more. All at the same time. That's why this ticker has been able not just to beat, but absolutely demolish the returns of all major indexes. In fact, over the last 20 years, Dow Jones has returned 349%. The Dow Jones has returned 349. The Russell has returned 397, and S&P's returned 450. Yet this one ticker has done more than the return of all three combined. If you haven't guessed it yet, the ticker is QQQ. QQQ gives us access to the NASDAQ 100, which shows a diversified basket of some of the most explosive stocks in the world, like Apple, Tesla, and so forth. But there's something really unique about this ticker that allows us to target $1,000 or more from each trade, specifically overnight. Most people have no clue what to do with this, but you don't actually own the ticker during the day. Let me show you what I mean. Take a close look at this chart. The returns on the QQQ from 1999 to 2023. What you're looking at is the return of only owning the QQQ during the day. But buying at the market open and selling at the close versus if you'd bought at 4 p.m. and sold the following morning, 539%, only holding it overnight. And as you can clearly see, all the money in this one ticker has been made in the overnight hours as the world opens up and trades. In fact, investing during the day would have actually lost you money. And it's little known occurrence in the QQQ that allow us to target overnight payouts over and over again. All you need to do is set the 2-click trade as close to 4 p.m. closing bell as possible, and then exit the trade the next morning when the stock market opens up again. Just like the first three that hit in March. Here's a look at the chart of the QQQ. And here's a look at the overnight one ticker payouts you could have just hit in the first week using the 2-click trade. 1139, March 3rd, 1329 on March 6th, 1370 on March the 7th.
That's remarkable, Tom. I mean, in 1 week, we could have earned an extra $3,800 in payouts. Now, where I live, the average mortgage payment sits around $1,500 each month or so. That means, well, yeah, that means just after 1 week, I was trying to do the math in my head real quick. With the one ticker payout program, folks could have paid 2 months on the average mortgage in advance and still had $839 left over to be, if we're being exact with the numbers. Now, I can only imagine not having to worry about mortgage payments for 3 more months, and that would definitely be a stress reliever on me.
Sarah, that's why I got excited to meet with you today to talk about this with other people, because I want you to be on the front lines trying to help solve this unspoken financial crisis in America. We're going to generate money, and I believe that the 2-click trade behind the one ticker payout program could be the key to helping folks gain a leg up, even in a bad economy. It's all done by just focusing on the one ticker and only one. You just have to set your trade right before the market's closed for the day, and if it all works out, cash out the next morning. Just like with the next 3 payouts that hit in March. March 10th, $1,000. March 16th, $1,506. March 20th, $348.
That's really something. And I see Zoom users saying, well, not in California. Maybe it can help you pay a little bit of it. Now, if someone could have done that, they could have just seen $2,800 in payouts just after 3 trades. And you're not helping just help with the retirement crisis in America. You're helping cure the everyday stress, because a little bit of money, extra money, we can all use some, right? I haven't met someone who says, I don't want extra money. I haven't met anyone like that.
I heard on TV, one thing that's very unique to Americans, they keep spending.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. Whether you're young or old.
Exactly. Now, I'm starting to see how this could legitimately make an actual impact for anyone who takes part in the one ticker payout program starting today. So let me make sure I have this straight. I like to make sure I have my facts before I go all in. Owning the QQQ during the day is no good. It's basically a coin flip if you'll make money or not. But Buying the close and selling the open has been the hidden gold mine on this one ticker for decades, right? Now,
Absolutely.
Tom, that leaves me wondering, if it's been this way for years, why isn't everyone already doing this?
Well, frankly, if you want to take advantage of this overnight occurrence on the underlying stock, you can. But the results would be about 1/20th the size of what I've been showing you today. For most people, that's just not worth their time. That's why no one has probably heard about this before. But the Chicago Board of Options Exchange made a small tweak on the QQQ, which opened the doors to these one ticker payouts over and over again. Let me explain. In order to see the type of results from a two-click trade, you have to use options, but not just any form of options. You see, most tickers out there have options that expire on Friday of each week. They're called weekly options. Now, the QQQ only had weekly options, and the two-click trade wouldn't even work. But luckily, as late of last year, the QQQ is now one of only 4 tickers in the world which we call daily options. And you might have guessed these options expire every single day of the week. It's these daily options that have opened the door for these overnight payouts I've been showing people. You just have to place the two-click trade as close to the end of the day as possible, knowing that QQQ has a good chance of going higher and handing us the next overnight payout. Like the next few one-ticker payouts you could have seen in March, 11:33 overnight, 24:19 overnight, 12:50 overnight, 14:84 overnight. Are y'all starting to get the pattern here, folks?
Yeah.
And today I want to show you how to set up your first one-tick or two-click trade. All you need to get started is a standard brokerage account, nothing fancy. It's even 401k and IRA friendly, at least $500 to start with. That's less than $100 for the average entry. 2 minutes maximum each day. After a few trades, it'd be easy as cake. I don't know, eating cake or making cake, and that's it.
I will say eating cake's much easier than making it.
Yeah. That's why I've been holding a very special live class to show exactly how you can start targeting these consistent payouts with the QQQ. It included full details how to place your first trade, how to upgrade your account for these options, and how to manage your risk so you can start using this technique in your account today. Let me invite folks out there to join me for free today. Once you get your hands on this, you'll be fully equipped to put the two-click trade in action, target the next overnight payout worth $1,000 or more this very week. Just like with the next 3 payouts you could have seen on April 4th, $1,834, $1,097, $1,267. Now you may have noticed that I don't trade this every day. Here's the secret. That's because I only find a way to enter on the highest probability days, the ones that are most likely to pay out. That's what you're paying for. Normally, we get about 1 or 2 of those opportunities each week.
And Tom, by looking at the live trade alert results from your one ticker payout program, it looks like the results are off the chart, right? You have an 81.8 accuracy rate, and that's better than 8 out of 10 trades. Now you have 18.4% average winner across about 50 or more live trade alerts. And then you have $920 average winning payout. Even though we've seen 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 900's been about the average, right? And that's all overnight based on a 5,000 initial investment.
Right.
Now that's not even the best part from what I've heard. The one ticker payout program has shown the power to pay out an average of 3,000 each month for anyone who's been following along.
It's pretty extraordinary, really.
Yeah.
I think. And Sarah, to test the effectiveness of this one ticker payout program, we've been sharing this with some of the opportunities with some of our top students. Here's what they had to say. This is the real test when you hear this. Compare convey my thanks to Tom for this morning's great trade on QQQ. Total profit of 525. Great end of week in the green. Nancy said last Friday made 1606 net gain. Had a lot of fun live trading. Or Denise, $400 profit. Started with 2,000, not bad. She's got a small account, that's okay. These are not day trades, these are overnight trades. Look at Eddie, 100% success rate on 4 trades. 100% return on recycled money in a week. Now I want to hear more from you next, but you got to take the opportunity. That's why I want to grant you access to this live workshop so you can start implementing the unique 2-click trade in your own account. You can lock in your spot, and by subscribing to our nationwide initiative, the One Ticker Payout Program. Now, we're hoping to bring in about 100 new people and show them how straightforward it can be to target an extra $1,000 or more overnight. All by leveraging the 2-click trade on this one ticker. Now, if you're one of the few to get in on it today, you're not going to be left out finding these opportunities all by yourself. Each day the market's open, I'll be monitoring the QQQ for you. And if I see an opportunity for the high probability one ticker payout, I'll alert you immediately. You'll get an email notification, text message, and telegram. Inside, you'll see the exact details on how to place the 2-click trade before the market's closed for the day. If it works out as planned, we can wake up to a great overnight payday for the QQQ like you could have seen many times throughout the year. Hey, 723 on June 13th. 1,049 on September the 21st. 1,780 on November the 20th. And never leave you hanging. Never do that. I'll let you know the optimum time to exit.
And Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, but since we always place the trade just before the market closes, it's not like we have to be around watching the computers all day. I've day traded. I know what it's like to sit on the computer all day. It's not fun, especially when the market's going sideways. They check in sometime the last 30 minutes of the day, and then you should be good. Now, if there's a new one ticker payout opportunity, you could just copy and paste the trade if you'd like, and then go back to your life. Is that right?
That's absolutely correct. And expect 1 to 2 alerts each week on average from the same strategy that I've showed that's had these kind of payouts. 81% accuracy, that's 4 out of 5 or better. 18.4% average winner, a $920 average payout based on that 5,000 initial starting investment. That's huge, folks. And remember, folks, if you're starting with a smaller account, that's totally fine, just like Denise. You can need less than $100 to take the average trade. And you can always start smaller and grow your account over time after you learn the process. Now, if you're new to options, don't worry. I've instructed many people over my career how to trade options the correct way, and that's why we have a special training package to help you get started. I'll teach you all the way from rookie level to pro level in no time. Options for rookies. This course will teach you everything from level 1 options all the way up to level 3. And while the publisher would prefer to sell this for thousands of dollars on the side, the special deal includes, you get it included in your membership today. That course is great, by the way. It took me about 7 months to put it together. And just where you'll know, I've charged $497 for that course separately in the past. And that's not all I have up my sleeve for you today. Power of the QQQ. Over the first year of being a member of the One Ticker Payout Program, I also fill in on some additional ways to target extra cash from the QQQ. The power of the QQQ. I'll spill the beans on some of my best kept secrets so you can go after even more trades in this one ticker if you'd like to.
Tom, it seems like you're really going above and beyond to give everyone everything they need to get started. Now, also we see a ton of questions in the chat, fantastic questions. We'll get to those towards the end once we're done. Now, I know that some of the top programs that you sell typically go as much as $5,000, and the one ticker payout program seems like it would be worth even more. So tell me, spill the beans on the price at least. How much is it going to run folks? The 700, sorry, not 700, 7,500?
No, 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 not going to be 7,500, not even half that amount.
Oh,
Today, we put together a very special deal for the new members who join me on the one ticker payout program. Like I mentioned before, so far from the study, the 2-click trade could have helped anyone collect an average of $3,000 per month in payouts. So I was originally planning on doing a one ticker payout program scholarship. I'm going to charge $3,000 for the first year subscription with the goal of helping you pay it off in the first month. That's what I was going to do. But then I got to thinking, I knew even I could do better. You see, I don't want this to be another bill you have on your plate to pay for year after year. So instead of having to pay for a full year's access as the base membership, we'll skip that step, automatically upgrade today's new members to lifetime. Wow. And that means once you join the one ticker payout program today, you'll never have to pay any subscription fees or renewals after. You get 2-click trades sent to you on a silver platter for years and years to come. But not just that. Look at our last 18 trades since October. We haven't lost any of our live trade alerts, going 18 for 18. Now, I don't know about you, that's pretty good. And to celebrate, I'm giving new members a celebration discount of $500 off, meaning not only will you upgrade your membership to VIP Lifetime, you'll also be getting an extra $500 off the Lifetime VIP price today. Now, of course, I can never promise future gains or protect against losses, but I want you to be totally satisfied with this subscription. I want you to follow along with the one ticker payout for the next year, take the trade to real money or just paper trade them, totally up to you. If after your first 14 days of use, you decide the gains just ain't up to what you thought they'd be, or the education we do isn't what you were looking for, no worries. Call our team, we'll refund every penny of your membership cost. Wow. And I want today's decision to be a complete no-brainer for you. Remember, I'm hoping to bring in 100 new folks under this program. And if you're one of them, the lifetime deal won't run you to $3,049 per year. It won't be the $24.97 for the lifetime access. Only $19.97 for a one-time payment for VIP lifetime access. Wow.
yeah.
But with our celebration discount, it takes it down to $14.97 one time. Now it's a no-brainer.
One and done, less than $1,500.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you want to secure your spot at these prices, do it now. Click the link in the chat. They've got it in there. Go to dtitrader.com/lifetime or call 904-706-3532. And remember, folks, don't have to look at charts, no digging for the next hot tip, no staring at complex. Be able to tell time. Know when 3:30 Eastern time comes around each day. Able to simplify our life by only tracking this one ticker before the market closes. Been able to keep the average payouts to $3,000 per month, including both winners and losers, both good and bad markets. As a matter of fact, just over the last 8 months alone, across all winners and losers, you could have been sitting at $13,091 in profit already, and that's on real live alerts been issued. And that's enough to pay for lifetime membership 6x. Lock in your special $14.97 lifetime membership today at that price if you're one of those 100. And of course, it comes with my full service guarantee. Follow along with the one ticker program for the next year. Take the trades for real money or just paper trade them, totally up to you. If after your first 14 days of use, you decide that the gains aren't up to par or education isn't what you were looking for, no worries. Call our team, we'll refund every penny of your membership. Now, my goal is to take as much uncertainty off of your shoulders as possible. That's why I'm giving you direct access to the daily customer service Zoom room, where you can join in the live Zoom room, get all your questions answered daily. What's there to lose? If you're interested in making money, this is for you. Go to the One Ticker, lock it in at this price, $14.97 lifetime membership today.
And guys, when Tom showed me the strategy behind the One Ticker payout program, I was truly amazed because I am a day trader, meaning I look at charts. So to have something that eases my eyes, not be on the computer all day, actually tell time, like Tom said, it's not only shown the power to score big payouts when there's overnight moves, but it's done it even when the broad markets barely budge an inch. For example, like back on April 10th, from market close to open, S&P 500 gained 0%. But with the One Ticker payout program, $5,000 invested could have paid out $1,267 in profit. And just a few days later, it was the exact same story, rinse, wash, and repeat. Someone had $5,000 from market close to market open, S&P 500 paid $0. But of course, with this One Ticker payout program, we could have walked away with an extra $933 by the morning. So Adam posted the link in the chat there. Go to dtitrader.com/lifetime and lock it in. $14.97 for lifetime, meaning one and done. Okay. And just hear from Tom's top love letters, rather, that he's received over the years from his sister services. Whitney, who told us she made her cost of subscription plus $500 in her first week. Jim, who's made a total of $2,060. Great way to start the month. Pass it along his thanks to Tom. There's Ken, who loves the simplicity of it. It's a great tool to trade, picked up an extra $3,200 today. Emmanuel from New Mexico, you're a great teacher, which is also what you want when you're trading with a mentor. You want someone who's a teacher at heart. He made $2,200 from one trade. Now, these are some of the very best stories so far, and I love this next one here. Kenneth, who said, Tom is an excellent coach, trainer, trader, easy to follow. He's up 110%, and he's a member for life. So be like Kenneth and lock in your lifetime membership here, $14.97. The link is in the chat, dtitrader.com/lifetime.
Folks, it's time to make a choice. Chicken, fish, or steak. You can go back to whatever you were doing, putting full faith in the markets, the economy, the government, hoping for the best. Or you can take things in your own hands and fill the massive hole in our pockets right now. Or you can do even better, something new. Start targeting these One Ticker payouts right away. That's the challenge. Accuracy is 81%, 18.4% average winner, 920 average payout. The choice is yours. So what will you do? Lock in your special $14.97 lifetime membership today. That is the deal of the day. Let's answer some common questions.
All right. Question number one is, how much money is needed?
Well, the average trade is only $100.
Okay. That sounds good to me. Now, question number two is, will every trade be a winner? It's a silly one.
Of course not. No strategy wins 100% of the time, even though I am 100% correct in June. But according to my test, in real money trades, these One Ticker payouts have been extremely profitable for folks who stick to the system.
Yes, consistency will always win. Agreed. Question number three is, should I be worried about more downside in the market this year?
That's the beauty of this. Doesn't matter. The market can go up, go down, or stay in a range. Instead, we target extra cash overnight when the markets are closed and we're sleeping.
All right. Can I trade this in an IRA or 401k?
Yes, it's retirement account friendly. And if you're using a normal account, any regular brokerage does the trick.
Awesome. Now, when is the next trade?
Well, that information will only go to the members.
I thought I could sneak one in there. Now, question number 6 is, how do I start the One Ticker payout program in my own account?
Pretty simple. Reach over here, grab your mouse, click the link in the chat, and we'll show you how it works.
Sounds simple enough. All right, guys, we'll just go to dtitrader.com. Let's get into some of the questions in the chat. Are you ready, Tom?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So let me scroll all the way to the top, meaning if you just posted a question, give us a second. All right, let me see here. Admin asked, for the ones that don't work out, how much is the loser, percentage-wise?
Somewhere between 30 and 40%.
Awesome. So you're not losing 100% that you invest. Okay. All right. Ian is asking, what is the risk for each of these trades?
Somewhere between 30 or 40%.
Okay. They're asking the same thing differently.
Right.
All right. John is asking, how many trades per month on average?
It's going to average about 2 per week. So that's what is that, 8 to 10 a month.
Okay. 8 to 10 a month. All right here. And Tim, the investment starting stake was $5,000. Let's see. I think we answered. Oh, Ed is asking, why restrict yourself to only the QQQ?
Well, the QQQ has a unique quality. It has more bounce. If you play golf, you know what I'm talking about. It can go higher or lower depending on the move in the general market. And it gives you the kind of elasticity you need to make these kind of trades.
All right, awesome. Now, Diane is asking, what is the minimum recommended for a small account? I know the trades are, I'm sorry.
I would say $2,000 ought to be in your account.
Okay. All right, now are we using pulls? I'm sorry, not pulls, puts as well as calls?
Yes, puts and calls are available.
Okay, and then what level of option trading should they have, minimum?
All right, here, that is something that's new that's come along in recent years. After you take my course, you'll qualify for any broker out there. So if you have any trouble with that, I'll help you, I guess, give you what I say, the right words to say to get approved. A lot of people, the compliance officers today, I used to be a compliance officer, and so you really have to answer the questions to make sure they understand that you know what the risk you're taking.
Gotcha, okay. Now, Marge was asking, do you give guidelines for preset exits?
Oh, absolutely. We know that after we enter the trade.
Perfect. All right. Kathy's saying, does one have to be invested in multiple accounts, or can they just use one?
No, just be one account.
All right, awesome. I think we covered a good amount of the questions. Some of them are repeats. So let's see if you guys have any questions. We're here for a few more minutes and we can answer them all. Let's see. Mike is saying calls and puts only, level 1. I know it from my own experience. Perfect. All right. I think we answered a great amount of the questions. We'll still hang on just a few more minutes here.
Yeah, one of the things that people need to do is sort of educate themselves. And this course that I've attached here is a course that took me about 6 months about how to really learn about options. And options can be very difficult if you got somebody that doesn't trade and trying to teach it. And so I've built the course around the real life experience of doing options, which you get that benefit that you don't have to go lose the money I lost over the years to learn these lessons. And that's the beautiful thing about that course. We're just tying it into the membership.
Gotcha.
The $100 trade, explain it. That means that the trade costs $1, and if it's a security option, $100 is one option at $1. The price of $1.
All right, let's see here. Now, Mike was asking, and I just put an answer in the chat. He said, how much do you need to put down to make 2,000? So with my logic, I'm thinking if we're starting with 5,000 for those $1,900 payouts or so, just double it. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much just double the amount you're going to put on the line. But one thing I'd tell you about that, if you're going to change the amount, I would go 10 trades, see the 10 trades, see how you did, make sure that you're acclimated to the process. Because one of the things that I've found that people, plunge, and they really need to go slow at start to get the rhythm down, okay? There's a rhythm to this. I'll teach you the rhythm.
All right.
Maybe we say, I'll teach you how to dance with these options.
Sounds good. I like dancing.
There you go.
Now, Fred is asking, what time do the trades typically close? And followed by another question, are they designed to close out automatically?
Well, the answer is both for yes, your choice. What I like to do is say I have 10 contracts, okay, at $1. I might sell half at a predetermined price, and then I'll wait till the next morning and I call it milk the trade a little bit and let it run even more, because sometimes some of these trades are outstanding if you have a big movement that follows through the next day. But generally speaking, starting off, you'll get out at the same time until you get at least 10 under your belt.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Any more questions? Now, Tom,
The
you
nice
haven't.
thing you don't have to worry about, folks, when it comes to the QQQ, I've traded it probably more than any other security index out there, and there's just certain uniqueness to it. The reason we're telling you get in before the close is because you don't have to be in it during the day during the setup phase. That way you can show up with a few minutes to go and get the trade put on, because you got up to 4:15 actually to get the trade executed, because you got an option not expiring that exact day, but the next day or the next couple of days.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Now, do you have any advice for anyone who's a beginner like Kathy?
Yes, absolutely. You better join this, Kathy. You've got a lucky break me being here, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to teach you how to do this the right way. Okay?
Yes.
I hear this all the time for a lot of the students, Sarah. You just heard this at Sawgrass. Had a bunch of new people there. Said, Tom, I was so glad I found you first. A lot of people had to go through they had to kiss a lot of princes to find the right one, right? But you're lucky, Kathy, being here. I'll just tell you that, because you'll find out that you'll learn, you'll get better at this game. It's not an easy game, but you'll get better at it if you'll learn what I teach you. Yes.
Kathy has no bad habits to unlearn.
Right, exactly.
All right, now Astri is asking, and I'm sorry if I butchered your name there, what does one do if the option just stays in a flat pattern on the following days?
Well, you exit out and you don't make the money that you would have made if it moved.
Okay. All right. And now, are you giving those updates in the Telegram as well, like as you're trading with them? Okay.
Absolutely. That's the thing. I love this Telegram, Sarah. I mean, in fact, I've been converting everything I do to Telegram, because I can reach out and touch the student without going through the logistical bureaucracy. You get messages to it, which is a downfall, I think, for a lot of people, because they don't know really what's going on with a particular trade or anything like that. And I think I attribute a lot of the success that I've had with that new Telegram app, because it's so great to post things.
Yeah, and it's faster than email and text, especially when you have such a large following and the market is moving. You need to reach them quickly.
Exactly.
Fantastic. All right, Tom. Well, I think we are ready to wrap up here. We answered a great amount of the questions. I think all of them. So
I got one last thing to say, and that is, don't let this opportunity pass you. You're going to love this style of trading. Number one, you'll get in. You'll get used to it. It's time to take it off the next day. You'll work that, according to your schedule. But the bottom line is, you'll love this process. And I love it. So there you go. And I've traded a lot of different ways.
Yes. He went through all the hard work, all the tests and trials, just so he can come here and keep it simple for us.
That's it. Keeping it simple.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, Tom, for your time today.
It was fun doing this with you, and thank you very much. And I'll see everybody in the One Ticker Payout program.
Sounds good. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining us today with Tom and his One Ticker Payout program. If you came in late or missed any part of today's presentation, go ahead and put your name and email in the chat for me. Only I see that, and we can get to a replay of everything Tom and I went over today. I will stick around for any last-minute questions, but if you've heard enough and you're ready to get started, go to dtitrader.com/lifetime. Adam posted the link one more time. It's also on my screen. If you prefer to talk to our team, they're based in Jacksonville, Florida. Just give them a call, 904-706-3532. With that being said, I will fade into the background here. I'll still be in the chat for those last-minute questions and to collect those names and emails. But with that, have a great rest of your day, everyone, and have a great rest of your week. Have a good one.